Urban Therapy with Sunsun 752, and this is your daily Go Getimism number 811 for December 22nd, 2016. All right, tonight I want to talk to y'all about love and money and the differences between the way that men and women express their support and their love at the same time. Financial support. Financial support. Is there a difference between the way that men and women provide financial support? I believe that there's definitely a difference. And it may not be a difference that you can always pinpoint, like exactly. But there are some fundamental differences. Number one, traditionally, many people believe that the traditional way that a relationship or a marriage is supposed to play out is that the man is supposed to be the sole provider. Not necessarily the sole provider, but the primary provider. In other words, he pays the bulk. The lion's share of the money should be from his job, his income, or whatever. But nowadays, y'all know it's not always that way. There are plenty of women out there that are in the workforce who make a decent salary, and sometimes they make more money than men do, and they make more money than their men do. So what happens in that situation? Does a man try to still be the primary provider even though he is not making as much money? Like, suppose there are certain expenses that he really can't afford. Like, suppose the woman in the relationship makes enough money to send her kids to private schools, and she can afford it because of her salary. She can afford to send them to private schools, and with his salary, he can't afford to send them to private schools without sacrificing just about everything else. Y'all know how expensive private schools can be nowadays. So should he still try to, take care of that expense, or should he sacrifice a higher quality education in this instance and try to send them to public schools? Should he make an excuse for them not going to private schools? Because that's the only reason I say make an excuse for sending them to public schools, because that's really the way it's going to play out. A lot of men don't like to admit that they can't afford something, so what they'll say is that they don't need something or that they don't want something. It's a pride thing, it's an ego thing, and it's hard to escape. So there are many men out there who will not allow a woman, or their woman in particular, to be the primary provider in that relationship. And they also feel like it's a power position. If a woman is paying the lion's share of the expenses, then she can always turn on them and make them feel bad and be like, little punk motherfucker. You know what I mean? Look at you. You ain't got no money, broke ass nigga. You know what I mean? You can't afford this. You can't afford that. You ain't making this. You ain't doing that. And unfortunately, there are some women who do just that. They may not do that on a regular basis, but soon as things go wrong, things ain't working out, they don't get their way or whatever, they might bring it up. Bring it up in conversation. Bring it up in an argument. Hit them where it hurts. Oof, right below the belt. And, it's one of those things. But then again, there are plenty of women who take care of men that are straight bums. I know we've all seen it. There are plenty of women out there that will take on a stray like it ain't nothing. Let this nigga, sit at home all day playing video games and smoking weed, turning up the Henny. Call herself, holding down the household. But he might not be cooking, cleaning, or taking care of the kids. He may not even be responsible enough to make sure that the kids get to school and from school on time. There's still women that'll put up with that, and I know women who have done that for years. I don't know if it's because he piping her right, whatever the case may be. I don't know what kind of pipe is. I don't know. It depends on your value system. That's what it really all boils down to. But I always question, maybe y'all can answer this. Does a woman respect a man that is not going for his? Like, if a woman is taking care of a man, that is really not trying to be ambitious, that's really not trying to stand on his own, that really is not trying to be financially responsible and independent and trying to build something for the future. Can you respect a man who does that? Because on the flip side, I guess you have to ask the same question. Does a man respect a woman that he's providing for that has no ambition, that has no energy, that has no drive, that has no will to succeed or advance in their lives? Like, does a man respect a woman that will allow himself, well, does a man respect a woman that will allow herself to be controlled by the finances of another man? In other words, the only way that she can have any money is if he provides that for her, if he gives it to her. Some men will. Some men just feel like it's their duty to pay the entire way. Shoot, there are men who live with women, married to women, who don't get no ass unless they gotta give up that cash. No cash, no ass. Ass, cash, or gas. Gas, cash, or ass. Anyway. Something ain't right. It's all good though. Anyway, when it comes to a woman providing for a man, you know, like I said, there are some men that can put up with that, and some men that actually invite that. You have some gigolo types out here, some, the young cats out here who think that they have gotten themselves a cougar, and she holding it down for them. The thing about it is, yeah, those cougars seem like they seem good to go because they have a couple of dollars, and they provide, and they buying you the Timberlands, they buying you the True Religion jeans, they buying you your little trinkets or whatever. They even get you a little car and all of that. It's all sweet, right? Until your eyes start wandering over here to this chick over here, that one over there. And that's when them cougars turn into lions. Real lions. Not the mountain lions. So, I don't know. It's a crazy situation, but it's something that is very prevalent in our society. But I guess you have to decide for yourself. Do you want to be in a position where you are providing everything for somebody that is able-bodied and has the ability to be able to stand on their own feet, but they just don't? On the flip side, there you go. On the flip side, do you have it in you to be provided for by somebody, even if you know that you have what it takes to go out there and make it? And throughout all of this, one of the things that we have to remember the most is that in a relationship, regardless of who's paying more, who's paying the lion's share, everything is all good until it goes bad. And what I mean by that is, as long as a person makes you feel good about what's going on in that relationship, there's love, there's trust, there's affection, there's reciprocation of all kinds of good and positive things, then nobody worries too much about who spend it, as long as it doesn't get out of hand and abusive. But when the trust starts to diminish, that's when you start looking like, oh, wait a minute. Let me go through these books. Let me see where my money has been going. It's right. It's only right. But it's just interesting how it takes that event or those events for somebody to start paying attention to what's going on around them. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, when it all really comes down to it, whether the woman is providing or the man is providing, that really is a decision that has to be made between the two of them. The parties involved are all that really matter. But way often, It's when people start talking, and when you feel a little embarrassed and feeling like you getting played in the eyes of other people. That's when moves start to get made. Discussions have to be had. That's how it goes down. The Daily Go Get 'Emism show is every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call-in number is 319-527-6199. blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Peace. Oh, please share these videos. Y'all know, listen, I gotta add. Please share these videos. If you dig these videos, you get something out of them, you like them, just share them. Push the share button. Put it on your page. Maybe somebody else will be feeling it as well. We just trying to teach each other, help each other out. That's all. I'll holler at y'all.